Thank you for joining me, viewers. Very cool. Yes. Yeah, I'm full, mate. I had a late brekkie and that. What are you doing? No, I'm good. Thanks for thinking of me. Oh, well, I guess people think of you when you least expect it. We're going to talk about how people waste their lives from the Holy Scriptures. Job's believed to have been the first book in the entirety of the Bible. Job is apparently the oldest book. You can check that out yourself. I don't know what YouTube's doing with my videos, but they're not definitely getting put out there. Something's wrong. That's probably not good enough. But anyway, this is what happens to people who just go through life negligent. This is chapter 20 of Job, the book of Job in the Old Testament of the Holy Bible, verse 1. Then Sophor the Nahumite replied, I must reply because I'm greatly disturbed. I've had to endure your insults, but now my spirit prompts me to reply. And this reminds me, when you're in a relationship and you've got one of these narcissistic family members trying to get you, stay away from people that aren't nice. Just avoid them. People that aren't good are just going to bring trouble. And the parents have to stick up for them because they've allowed it to go on. Don't you realise that from the beginning of time, you people that are on alcohol and drugs and other things, ever since people were first placed on the earth, the triumph of the wicked has been short-lived. You might think you're triumphing in your wickedness, but you're not. It's going to be short-lived. And the joy of the godless has only been temporary. It's all fleeting and it's all temporary. Though the pride of the godless reaches to the heavens, and their heads touch the clouds, yet they will vanish. They'll become sick and die, thrown away like their own dung. I read a story last night about a spoilt golden child. It's on the channel under Mum, I Love You to Death. And this guy stabbed his mother and father to death and then tried to flush some of their remains down the toilet. Those who knew them will ask, where are they? They will fade like a dream and not be found. They will vanish like a vision in the night. Those who once saw them will see them no more. Their families will never be seen again. Their children will beg from the poor because they won't have their parents to rely on, for they must give back their stolen riches, which means they ain't going to be able to give it back. Though they are young, their bones will lie in the dust. They didn't get taught properly. They enjoyed the sweet taste of wickedness, alcohol and drugs and other stuff, letting it melt under their tongue. They savoured it, holding it long in their mouth. Oh, the taste. But suddenly the food in their bellies turned sour. A poisonous venom in their stomach. This is what happens with drugs and all, alcohol and all. They will vomit the wealth they swallowed. God won't let them keep it down. They will suck the poison of cobras. The viper will kill them. This is what's happening with drugs and alcohol, symbolically speaking. They will never again enjoy streams of olive oil or rivers of milk and honey. They will give back everything they worked for. Their wealth will bring them no joy. And because it says wealth, it doesn't mean they were rich. It just means whatever they had or have will bring them no joy. And that's usually what happens to the addicts and the alcoholics and the narcissists. They just get to the point where everything's just numb, but they keep doing it. That's the point here. For they oppressed the poor and left them destitute. They foreclosed on their homes. And a lot of these people never had homes. They were always greedy and never satisfied. Nothing remains of all the things they dreamed about. Nothing is left after they finish gorging themselves. Therefore, their prosperity will not endure. Man, this is heavy. In the midst of plenty, they will run into trouble and be overcome with misery. Whew, write that down. Verse 22 of Job 20. In the midst of plenty. I've seen this with my own two eyes. Viewers, I've seen these people with my own two eyes. In the midst of plenty, they will run into trouble and be overcome by misery. May God give them a belly full of trouble. May God rain down his anger upon them. The arrow is pulled from their back, and the arrowhead glistens with blood. The terrors of death are upon them. Their treasures will be thrown into the deepest darkness. A wildfire will devour their goods, consuming all they have left. The heavens will reveal their guilt, and the earth will testify against them. A flood will sweep away their house. God's anger will descend on them in torrents. And this is the reward that God gives the wicked. It is the inheritance decreed by God. There's no time, viewers, for enabling alcoholics and addicts. Yeah, we want to see them recover and all this. We want to see narcissists get better and people that come into your life and don't have your best interests at heart. Do not enable these people. Look at it and go, no. This ain't happening to me. You're not taking me down. Oh, no, you don't. No. Call it for what it is. In the midst of plenty, they will run into trouble and be overcome in misery because they don't make right decisions. Okay, I've had them in my life. They just wreck it, and you just have to send them away. Go to your misery. Go back to your misery. Right? But their misery might be their happiness. Some people love living in misery. In drug-filled, alcohol-fueled, medicated, all the other stuff that comes with it, misery. They don't want peace. They say they want peace, but they are without peace. They don't want peace. They want misery. Because plenty doesn't make sense to these people. They've wasted everything they've ever had. This function is not working in the minority. The masses are just going down the tubes with their mental health issues and drug issues and all the other excuses they're making. Life slipping through their fingers. They're becoming aged and sick and have nothing to show for themselves except debt and pain. The parents that enable them usually get abused and estranged and, if not murdered, by them. They get robbed, cheated, stolen from, trying to rescue them. I'm not being hard. You can give these people plenty and they'll turn into trouble. They'll just run into trouble and be overcome by their misery. They do not make the right decisions. They are just going to take you out. They've made a choice deep in their heart. This could be the narcissist. This could be the psychopath. This is the sinful, evil nature. That covers everything, doesn't it? The sinful, evil nature. This covers everything. They've made their mind up. They want to stay in their sin. They don't want to turn to Christ and the power of the Holy Spirit. But you stay strong. Stay strong. Stay strong. Conquer. Conquer. I always say to my girls, conquer. And then I watch to see what they go and do. Sometimes they'll conquer, but they'll end up where their default is. You have to watch what their default is. Are they consistent? Do they have the best interest of the relationship at heart? Are they triangulating? Are they not answering texts, not answering calls? Are they making calls? Are they sending texts? Who are these people? That's what you've got to find out. And if it ain't working in the right way, send them on their way. Wave bye-bye with a smile. Because by the time their fuckery and the things they do to your head has had its way with you, they just go drifting off back to their default, which doesn't help anybody anyway. So you have to be strong. You have to stay on point. And don't let these people push you away from being healthy and well. As soon as your mind says, hang on, whoa, 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 wave bye-bye, bye-bye, bye, like Jesus did when he took off from the Mount of Olives. Bye. And your spirit will go with them. They won't forget you if you've been a great supply. Oh no, they ain't going to forget you. They're going to live in misery. In the midst of plenty, they will run into trouble. They'll run back to their trouble and be overcome with misery. Trouble breeds misery. Trouble breeds misery. Stay strong, conquer, don't be sent off track. Stay strong in the Lord and in His Spirit. This is Reverend Dr. J.W. Morrison, theologist, bringing you this message from Gosford on the Central Coast, New South Wales, Australia. I'll see you in the next talk. Bye for now. Stay strong.